Okay, so after living in Tennessee for over a year, I finally took an afternoon and set off across Rich Mountain Road from Cades Cove in the Smoky Mountains over the pass and into Townsend. And I thought I would share this short video, a video I wish I would have had the chance to see before venturing out. First, a little background. I'm a middle-aged guy on a 850 GS, and although I grew up on dirt bikes and started riding again a couple of years ago, I'm not an expert and would consider myself an intermediate level rider at best. More importantly, let's talk about the road. Rich Mountain Road is well known locally, but obviously not as well known as like the Tail of the Dragon or the Foothills Parkway or really any of the paved roads within the Smoky Mountains National Park. Usually open April through November, it's a one-way, roughly 7-mile stretch of gravel road, popular with off-road enthusiasts and those who want a much less crowded scenic drive through the Smokies. Although steep in a couple of spots, narrow and windy, it's a well-maintained road, almost too well-maintained, but more on that later. You'll find the start of the Rich Mountain Road directly across from the Cades Cove Missionary Baptist Church and just past the Hyatt Lane turnoff in Cades Cove. You'll want to watch carefully for the turnoff as the road through Cades Cove is a one-way, and if you miss it, you've got to go all the way around the loop, and that could take anywhere from 15 minutes to 3 hours depending on traffic. I'm currently riding midweek, later in the afternoon in September, so traffic is minimal, but during the summer season or when the black bears are out, God have mercy on your soul. Okay, so here's a couple of things I learned, and I hope it's of some help to you. This is a very well-maintained road. Honestly, a passenger car could navigate the road with ease when dry. If you're looking for a challenging off-road adventure, this isn't it. There was only one very short stretch where I felt the need to get up on the pegs, maybe 50 feet or so. It's also really isolated. I only saw one other vehicle while I was out there. Cell coverage is not available until you get into Townsend, so a GPS communicator is a good idea in case of an emergency. Although it's heavily wooded, so finding a clearing might be a challenge. Okay, so now for the bad news. I was expecting some great vistas and an amazing view or two, but the road is just a really windy, narrow road through thick woods with not much else to see. Admittedly, I've become spoiled as Eastern Tennessee features a great number of genuinely spectacular roads and trails to ride. I was also let down a little bit by the lack of any real challenge as a rider. To be fair, I'm currently on 80/20s here, so I'm kind of glad it wasn't muddy single track either, but it was just a meandering 7 miles of this. Pleasant for sure, but not as awe-inspiring as maybe I had hoped. Maybe with the fall color change, I'll change my opinion. Okay, so side note here, there are a bunch of ATV rental companies around the Smokies, and most of them will inform you after they have your credit card and you're in the process of signing the contract that their all-terrain vehicles cannot actually be taken off the road, which is unfortunate as this road would be a good little ATV adventure. So do your homework and call around if that's your plan. Okay, so after 7 relatively uneventful miles, the one-way gravel portion joins the two-way pavement at Rich Mountain Trailhead and becomes Old Cades Cove Road. And in my opinion, this is the most technically difficult and potentially dangerous part of the whole journey. It's recently been repaved and is in great condition, but remains narrow and contains several descending radius hairpin turns that can quickly get away from an inexperienced or unsafe rider. Perhaps more importantly, you'll have to contend with oncoming traffic on a narrow road. You'll definitely want to familiarize yourself with the map or have the GPS unit out and running before heading out, as Old Cades Cove Road splits into several directions once you hit Tuckaleechee, giving you several options to get back to Townsend and the Lamar Alexander Parkway, and several options to get yourself lost. I popped out here on Old Tuckaleechee Road. So yeah, in conclusion, if you're in the area and you've got the time, it's worth the ride. But I definitely would not go out of my way, especially if your time in the Smokies is limited, as there are so many fantastic stretches of road and trail here that are a great deal more scenic and rewarding. My favorite is the Foothills Parkway, which I'll try to post a video of soon. Anyway, I hope this helps, and thanks for watching.